This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
I'm Mitch English. Thank you so much for joining us. This is Daily Flash. We got today's talk and tomorrow's trends. And most importantly, we got you, and we love having you along.
Yes, we do. So Stranger Things, McDonald's Happy Meal. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah.
No.
So I guess Stranger Things came out with an animated series recently.
Yes,
that
it
launched.
was like
this, yeah.
85
Yeah,
something.
85. Yeah. And so now they've got a Happy Meal in conjunction with the
Which
animated
came out
series.
like in the, I could see the
Yeah,
relationship of that, sure.
Yeah,
I
the
would,
Happy Meal.
yeah, now, I've heard, the whole thing about the Happy Meal is the toys inside.
Yeah.
And I miss that, don't you guys?
The toys?
Posted, they're bringing it back for the Toy Story 5.
Oh,
they're going to
really?
start putting toys back into their
Cereal
some of the
boxes?
cereal
Good.
boxes. I can't recall which ones they're doing, but here's the thing about that. When you were a kid, you would dig your nasty arm all the way down in that thing, try to find it. You'd be all the way down in there. And I'm surprised it took this long for them to put the idea. It's been 10 years since, I want to say it's either, I think it's General Mills, I might be wrong, but one of the big manufacturers of cereal are doing this. And it's been 10 years since they put the prize inside of that. To me, it seems like great marketing to do so because now you put, let's say just a little bit, a toy that weighs, I'll say it weighs 5 ounces. I'm just saying that. Now that weighs heavier, you can put less cereal in it. And that toy is coming from Disney, so they're probably not paying for the toy. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Anyway, so to me, it seems like it should have been. I'm surprised.
Why
it was
did it
gone.
end?
I don't know. Probably somebody tried to
lawsuits?
swallow it and then
Somebody-
they had a lawsuit.
Yeah.
Nasty. put your arm
I'm
in
actually
cereal.
thinking if was this another timeline, but didn't the Cracker Jack box used to have the toys in
Yes,
it?
it did.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure I'm
And
not
there's
going crazy.
Cracker Jill now.
It's Cracker Jill.
There
No,
is
they have
not.
they have a Cracker Jack and a Cracker Jill.
Wow.
You have to, right? I'm surprised they let them use the name Cracker. That's the biggest thing.
That's true. I remember that Cracker Jack used to have fake tattoos.
Yeah.
Remember that? I don't know why,
Yeah.
but for whatever reason, I'm like,
Cracker
oh, the
Jacks are
coolest
great.
thing.
Yeah. That caramel
Oh,
popcorn
that
is what it is.
tears your teeth apart? Yeah, that's great.
Every dentist loved it when you
Yeah,
ate it.
Go ahead
very
and eat it,
true.
kid.
James, you've got our question of the day. You are
Yes.
here to make our viewers a big part of our show.
Yes, all 219 stations and American Forces Network across the world is where you can find this. Our question of the day is, if your life were a movie, what genre would it be? If your life were a movie, what genre would it be?
Will, our Florida director, Will, he was smart. It would be a biopic.
Yeah.
This makes sense.
Mine would probably, I want to say like a sitcom, like a comedy, but I think as you get older, all the crazy stuff has already happened to you. But I still would say something like a romantic comedy because I
Yeah.
think, you finding yourself and true love and that sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd go dramedy maybe.
Dramedy, that's a nice
romantic
one.
comedy
Wow.
dramedy.
I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm out in left field, man.
Yeah.
I already have a title of the movie.
Oh, you
do?
Tell me.
The Futurist. The Futurist.
Ooh.
So for me, it's
So sci-fi?
Yes, ma'am.
Sci-fi.
I am sci-fi.
Ooh.
Yeah, I love.
You and the
looking ahead.
aliens.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey.
Well, you're looking
They're
to-
here among us.
You look to the future. Is that why you would say? the
Always
future?
look to the future. Always build for the future.
I love the idea of a superhero movie. You know those Marvel movies, the way
Yeah.
they open up in the theater, you're like, oh my gosh, if you could be a part of that movie production, how cool would that be?
man.
Yeah.
When you were saying that, I was thinking how all superheroes, they go back to origin stories. Once
Yeah.
they told the story, they go, okay, well now what can we do? Which I believe, were we the ones who just talked about they're about to do an origin story of Scooby-Doo.
Yes.
Oh, really? I
Netflix.
didn't know
Netflix
that.
is going to be
Netflix
doing it,
is
so
gonna
we're going to
do
find.
it.
Which I'm like, okay, I can buy into that because how did they get together?
And it's
I thought
live
that was
action. It's
So
gonna
that
live
should be
action.
kinda cool.
It could be cool. As long as there's no Scrappy Doo, I'm okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
No Scrappy.
So we know what the real Scooby snacks are? 'Cause
find
they're not
out.
real snacks.
I
They're
want to
something
see
else.
if Shaggy has a record, if you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
Andy,
When they got the van.
Well,
How-
it's legal now, so you know.
Who owned the van? Like,
owned the van?
If you think about that, like Fred drove it around. I would assume it was his.
Was Fred
right?
the one that was licensed and registered?
no.
I would think because he was the one always driving.
Daphne? Definitely not Daphne. It could be Velma. She seemed more responsible.
Velma. She was the
Practical.
hottest one. I'm sorry. I like
Daphne
Velma.
was the hot one.
I like Velma.
You like Velma?
I like Velma. I take them
Really?
smart, baby.
So, they speaking of the line, if you know, Velma had her own show, and she
Yeah.
came out as a lesbian.
No, don't
you
say
didn't know that?
No, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
so they have.
That's okay.
So maybe we might get some of that in the prequel. Who knows?
There you
Who
go.
played
We'll see.
Velma in the movie? Wasn't it
Origins.
what's her name that was in DTF St. Louis?
Yes, she did play
She
it.
did play
I
Velma,
can't call her
didn't
name. She was also in Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah,
that
she's
girl.
wonderful.
She's a great
She's a
actress.
great
I can't
actress.
recall her name
Yeah,
right now.
me neither.
And I know at home you're yelling out.
Linda Cardellini.
That's who it is.
Remember
Okay.
it? Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
fantastic.
Yes. All right, James. Thank you. Well, there's a bagel backlash taking place at Costco's across the country. Have you guys heard about this? Before you got 2 bags of 6, so 12 bagels for $5.99.
No bagel, no bagel, no bagel, no bagel.
Now you get 8 bagels in 1 bag for $4.99. Some argue they're raising prices without raising prices. Slight increase in price per unit, 66 cents versus 62 cents. So it's not a huge deal, but they're saying it's less waste. Maybe it's higher price, but it's convenience versus value. And shoppers are divided about this. I think it's okay. What are you going to do with 2 bags of bagels?
Well, you say that a lot when you go into Costco, right?
is
Right. When you say
But
that,
Brad-
you freeze them. That's
Yeah.
what we did. My dad, those 5 of us, and he grew up in the Depression, so he had this mindset you had to have as much food as possible
Yeah.
always.
Yeah,
yeah,
And
yeah.
so he loved Costco's. I
Yeah.
mean, absolutely loved. And there, you freeze a lot of it. Is this shrinkflation?
Shrinkflation?
Is this, but it also, is it more practical one way or another? Can they please just move the bakery away from the health foods or the food? Because when we go to Costco,
I know.
Liza, who is a doctor of nutrition, she goes back there it's too cold back there where they put all the blueberries, and so I
Yeah.
sit in front of the bakery and I go, I want that, I want that.
I know. I don't know about you, but when you pull into the Costco parking lot, that
Yeah.
bakery smell, I feel like they pump it out into the
Hey,
parking lot.
dude,
Those
that's
fresh
smart.
cookies are.
That's smart.
You're like, oh, it's like the Pied Piper.
Yeah. Is it, that's the marketing behind it? Is it, again, like I said, you go to Costco to get bulk. You get
Yes.
a why.
Of course.
It's less, is it more, or whatever. And to this day, I think Costco, it's fantastic. It's funny how many single people go, or small families just go
Yeah.
to Costco to go do those, and you get a big old, enough for the next 2 weeks.
But here's the thing: you can still buy 2 bags, but it's more beneficial for folks who might be single to buy the 1 bag of 8 bagels as opposed to 2 bags.
But you're
for
eating
12.
that much bread? I
Well, that's
didn't
the other
realize
thing,
people
too.
eating that much bread.
They're a lot of bread, and they're big. It's not like they're small bagels. They're
Right,
big.
those are big.
Those are big.
Making a
Those are
sandwich.
Costco-sized bagels.
I was telling Jackson the other day, I go, hey, do you have a Costco jacket?
Yes, I do.
And
You do? Oh,
I have a
my-
Costco
really?
jacket as well. And what we're talking about is it can be here in Florida, 129 degrees
Yeah.
outside.
Yeah.
You walk into Costco, I promise you, it's 30 degrees below zero
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
time. So when we go, it's our date night. Eliza and I, we're like, all right, get your sweater, and I get my jacket. So we always go in wearing it. And then you should go in the cooler and so on. There is so much more about, and I think Costco has. I think they sell the most wine,
Yeah.
they're like the biggest one.
Really?
And
So it's
some
rotisserie chicken.
and the $1.50. If I was a single dude,
Yeah.
I would get me a Costco membership. It would pay for $1 and
$1.50 for the hot dog
for a
combo.
hot dog, Coke, and these. So it's a great deal on that. And also, I found out the seafood that they have. A lot of times they fly it in
Yeah.
from other like Japan.
Weren't you
Yeah.
telling me the ahi
Yeah.
tuna?
Ahi tuna. That was
Yes.
what I mentioned, which was amazing. So we took it home. It's like this was probably in Japan just 2 days ago. So
Yeah.
Right.
really, really neat.
Yeah.
Costco, I think, it's one of those where it's got to kind of have a cult following.
Yeah.
And
I think it's a cult following. I think they do so many things well.
Okay,
Yes.
That sets them apart.
Indeed,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And a friend told me that their pizza is amazing. I
is.
still have to figure it out.
it's inexpensive too.
It is inexpensive. It is
Right.
actually very good.
But they sell gold too. A lot of people don't
Yes.
realize Costco sells gold, so you
Yes.
can buy bars of gold
The gold
from Costco.
bars, yes.
So which is actually going up in price. So,
Yeah. What I love about Costco too, they're really smart in the marketing where you'll go in there and you'll see an item and you're thinking, I like that. Maybe I'll think about it. And then you go back the next day and it's gone. So
Yeah.
they sort of force you into this, I better buy it now mentality.
Another, and they move everything around. too.
Yes.
I wish that they would have the app where like, okay, they can change it dynamically, meaning, once they move stuff, because you might be walking by, looking for some milk and there's dog food right
Yeah.
here, you know. There's a system they have, which apparently it's working well because they're very successful.
Right.
So,
You got to go on the days where they give you the taste testing. That's what
That's
a friend
every day.
told me.
You can eat.
You can grab little samples of stuff. You can walk around and have your whole meal for the day.
Do you feel guilty when you take a sample and you don't buy the product?
I used
No.
to, but I don't
No.
anymore.
No.
No.
Okay.
Give me
I
another
do.
sample.
I do. I'm like, oh, I gotta buy it now.
Let us know what you think about this bagel backlash we're having there
Bagel
at Costco. Indeed. Before we head to break, now, what is the ocean? What ocean is the smallest by surface area? That's our brain flash question. Answer when we return.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Let's see if you got today's Brain Flash question right. Here is the question. What ocean is the smallest by surface area? The answer? The Arctic Ocean. There you go. Well, there's a major housing shift happening in America. More generations than ever are choosing to live under one roof to cut the cost of living. Here with the details is Eliza Relman from Business Insider. Eliza, great to have you. What's driving the multi-generational trend?
Thanks, Andrea. Great to be here. So the main driver of this multi-generational living trend is rising costs. You know, housing, rents, and home prices have risen dramatically in recent years. So younger folks are having trouble affording to live on their own. And then, long-term care costs for older people are also on the rise. Healthcare costs are up. So older folks are struggling with, paying for their own care in their later years. And then we have, childcare costs are very expensive for many folks, young kids. So it's a cost issue.
Sure.
And that's what's pushing a lot of this trend.
Well, Eliza, I can tell you firsthand in dealing with an older parent, the independent living and the older care, that is a sticker shock to say the least. How much can families save by living together? During your research, what are the numbers that you discovered?
So the numbers are a little bit unclear, but I mean, it could be thousands of dollars a month
Sure.
in rent or mortgage payments, or it can cost $5,000 or $6,000 a month to live in assisted living. So it's a very significant amount of money. And then coupled with that are the cost of groceries. When you are when a family is living together, they often cook for each other. They're saving money that way. They might be saving on transportation. Not everyone has to have their own car. There's a host of ways that people are saving money this way, and it's very significant.
During your reporting, what did you find out? Who's moving in with whom most often?
Yeah, so it's a lot of adult children are moving, either never leaving their parents' home or moving back in with them. So that's a lot of Gen Z folks. We're seeing a high rate of people living with their parents. And then we're also seeing, a lot of grandparents living with their adult children and grandchildren. I've talked to some families who 4 generations of their family are living together. Everyone from a 9-month-old baby to a 90-year-old great grandparent. But we're definitely seeing it a lot among the younger adults who just feel that they can't afford rent on their own. They don't want to pay $2,000 for a studio apartment or whatever it is. So they're staying in their parents' home for longer.
Well, and if you've got parents or grandparents, that kind of helps with the daycare costs. So, there are a lot of upsides to it. It seems like it's cultural, it's standard in other cultures. In the U.S., maybe it's changing and growing. What are the downsides to this kind of setup?
Yeah, so the downsides are often people can't live exactly where they want to live.
Sure.
They might want to be living downtown if they're younger or if they're older, but instead they have to live in a suburb or a more far-flung location, not close to their friends or their job or whatever it is. So it's often, sort of location constraints. And then, there's the personal side of it, which is it can be challenging to live with multiple generations of a family. Privacy and lack of space
Sure.
can be an issue,
Yeah.
I've talked to a bunch of families who, really stress that having enough space and having division between living spaces is really important because yeah, you don't want to necessarily be in your family's business all the time.
Very true, Eliza. Thank you so much. We'll share this interview on our website, dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
All right, thank you there, Jackson. Here's some trending stories. We start off in country music, where country singer Chase Rice hitting the brakes after more than a decade of touring. In an emotional Instagram post, the 40-year-old country star announced that he's going to be stepping away from music after completing a limited run of shows this year. Chase says that he has just reached the point of exhaustion. He explained that the nonstop pace has affected his connection to the stage and his music. Rice also points out to spending life on the road and too many nights backstage as a few of the reasons behind his decision. I think, though, the guy is one of these Renaissance guys. He was a former linebacker, played football at college. He also was also a member of the NASCAR team. He's got 6 albums out as well, so he's got a lot going on.
Reality TV? Was he on a reality show?
He was also on Survivor. That's
Survivor?
actually where he kind of came into prominence. But what was interesting about all this is like he probably is like one of these, like, I'm bored, I want to move on and do something else, because he's done so much different things, you know? So God bless him. And, you know, you have to, you know, really commend people that are you know what, it's my time, I'm ready to try something different and move away from something that they know that they can get success from.
Well, and I think, too, it's important for people like that to have boundaries and know, hey, my personal life is more important, or maybe the life on the road was too much, it was too exhausting for him. I think you mentioned he's from Ormond Beach, which is here in Central Florida. Yeah.
He was born here, and I think right now he calls the Mid-Atlantic, one of the Carolinas, home as well. But, you know what, I'm certain that this is not the last we see of him, just knowing all those things we just mentioned.
I like what you were saying, but I think he just gets bored on to the next thing.
It's like, it's too hard. I'm going to find something that's fun that I like to do.
Or it's too easy, and he's like, I've had it.
Yeah, that could be a
What
big
else can I do?
You're right.
Paige Neiman says she looks so much like Ariana Grande that she's constantly mistaken for the A-lister at red carpet events. Neiman was recently invited to the premiere of the sci-fi thriller Companion, where some of the cast approached her thinking she was the Wicked star. Her photo from that night even made it on the website for stock images known as Getty Images. She says it takes very little effort to be Grande's doppelganger. Paige claims people stop her on the street all the time. I can see that,
But poor Ariana, she keeps on getting smaller and smaller. I mean, she's going to have to, somebody say, well, it looks like you've been eating there, Ariana.
Yeah. This is a normal size looking Ariana Grande.
We're concerned about her, that's all. But, you know, we can't go after her weight. Maybe Ariana is happy the way she is.
If she is, good, God bless her,
This is Tim. Tim is all about time. And if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
Hey, we're exploding on TikTok, and it's all thanks to you liking and subscribing to our show. But it's our question of the day that has everyone feeling a little calm. So our question of the day, what place instantly makes you feel calm?
We all need one of those places for sure. And sometimes driving, I got thinking about this, is like that one, driving a long distance. I think it is my one place. I think so much, I get so much done. The only problem is I can't write it down and always forget what I think about. So
that's what voice to text is for, man.
Yeah, that's true.
Come on.
Too.
How about you, James?
Yeah, James, you got something?
I kind of like a cigar, a place with great ventilation, the bathroom.
Well, I would hope so. For that, you could smoke. You can do pretty much anything in there. Jackson, you got a place?
Yeah, I love Costco.
Costco, and even though
it's my go-to breakfast at Tiffany's. When I go to Costco, everything's great. I just love it. If I'm having a bad day and I go to Costco, it's like, okay, I can just cruise down the aisles and look at stuff.
And then, if you need a treat here or there, they usually have the little folks
the freebies, exactly.
Right. Very cool. James, if folks want to tell us their quiet place, what do they need to do?
I need you to go to all our social media channels. You can also go to our website at dailyflashshow.com. And if you want to email me a special comment, email me at flash@dailyflashshow.com.
All right, sounds fantastic.
Okay, and
Thank
I
you.
should also say the barn.
yeah, that's
Anytime
true.
I go
I
to the barn,
imagine
I spend so much time at the barn.
With
It's
your
almost like a
horses.
job. But that is another place that makes me feel
could see that.
with the horses in nature. Let's jump into some trending stories here. Former reality star, TV star Spencer Pratt, who lost his home in the Palisades fire, announced he is running for mayor of Los Angeles. The former star of The Hills has become a sharp critic of LA Mayor Karen Bass and Governor Gavin Newsom for their gross mishandling of last January's deadly wildfires. Pratt announced his campaign at an event called They Let Us Burn. The gathering was held in the Pacific Palisades on the one-year anniversary of the fire. On January 7th, 2025, the Palisades fire tore through coastal canyons, destroying more than 6,800 structures and homes and killing more than 30 people. He has been very outspoken on X and on social media. He's very passionate about this topic, and I think he could actually make some headway with this.
I remember it was back when reality stars didn't have a chance in the world or whatever. He was actually active in politics way back then when when he and Heidi Montag, are they still together?
They're still together,
Okay, so
I think.
Good for them. I remember him coming out, especially around the Trump area as well with politics. And so it's nothing that I say all that because he's not just doing it for right now because, hey, I want to get back into the good graces. It's something that he's actually has some passion for.
Yeah, passionate about, and I think that he's also got a following. He's got a voice, and people are paying attention to him. So I think you need that if you're going to run in politics, regardless of what side you're on.
A lot of folks agree with you.
Yeah.
Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor is bringing her message of empowerment to young readers with her upcoming book. It's called Just Shine, How to Be a Better You. I like that. The new book is geared toward young Latina girls. The 71-year-old justice and author says that her latest work tells the story of a young Puerto Rican girl who has a very special gift. Through encouragement and compassion, the young heroine in her book helps others embrace their unique talents. So while she's not out there basically changing the world, if you think about it, Supreme Court, it makes a lot of how you're going to live your life. She also has time to write a book, and I know a lot of her, especially in the Latino community, just look at her as a mentor, as somebody that
She's a
can
great
make
role
it.
model,
Role
right?
Thank
You know, you look at someone like her, and like you said, anything's possible, and that's a great message. Step over Jonathan and Jennifer. Parents are basically thumbing through a new page when it comes to trendy novels and anime to find new baby names. Okay. According to the baby naming Bible, Nameberry, yes, there is such a thing. New parents are ditching traditional names for something that sounds magical and mystical, inspired by anime or reality TV. So some of the more popular names right now include Ambrose, Cordelia, Genu, Kiro, Bronte, Conrad, Avon, and Benson. And I believe
Benson, really?
I believe those last two are from the Mormon Wives reality TV show.
Oh, Benson, because Benson was a prophet in the LDS Church. I mentioned that's where that came from, so that makes sense. To me, though, the first thing I thought of was the TV show
Benson.
with Robert Goumet.
From the 1980s, was it? Yeah.
But that's not the case.
No, not the case.
It does. You look at the list of those names, if we could pop it up there again. Does this sound like more like we're in a Matrix? These names, like you would only hear those, but Bronte, is that how you say it?
Bronte, yeah.
Cordelia.
Yeah, Cordelia. Genu, Kiro from anime.
Okay. All of that makes sense, I could see, but...
it sounds like a cast for a new television show.
It does. Something that maybe I'd watch. I'd have to find out what it's all about. Something you should watch is Daily Flash, because we got a show packed for you. A whole half hour. Stick around.
This is Daily Flash with Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Broadcasting worldwide and streaming. Daily Flash. Today's talk, tomorrow's trends.
Hi, everybody. I am Mitch English.
And I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash. Today's trends, tomorrow's talk. Before we do anything, we got to mention it's Cinco de
Hey. Now, if you're not sure, loosely translated, it means the 5th of May.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. That's, I love it. I love
Okay.
it. You're so brilliant. You're so brilliant.
It's basically an excuse to drink margaritas and eat tacos and guacamole.
So here they come. Bring them in, guys.
Yes.
No.
The mariachi band. James Alexander
We do have
is
James.
joining us now.
You know, tequila is my thing.
This is a great day.
Hey, I'm probably about to get in trouble, but it is an honest-to-God question. Do green? We call them white people gringos. Do they call black people gringos as well? Or is the gringo
We have
mean
another
white
name
person?
I'm not going to say.
No, really? Is it? I don't know.
There's
I'm
another
not being.
name. They say black for black people. There's another name.
Oh, okay.
Well, I got to say that
Am
right
I-
now.
is it- should I have not
It's not.
asked that?
I don't think it's.
Can we-
I think it's black people. It's not a slur, but it's black people.
Okay.
They say it.
All right. Well, so a gringo. We're gringos then,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay.
Did
I
we
mean,
mention
anybody.
it's Cinco de Mayo?
Cinco de Mayo.
It's all about margaritas and tacos and
I was
guacamole
curious.
and
That's right.
chips and-
That was a legitimate
Yeah,
question.
it's a legit question.
And
you
people
know.
are probably going, "You're an idiot."
It's
and
okay.
I am.
It's okay. It's
Save it
okay,
for the
man.
podcast.
I
Yeah,
love all my Mexican honeys. I love you. You know, I'll be down
I like
there pretty
Selma
soon. All right. You know, 219 stations where you can find us on this Cinco de Mayo and American Forces Network and across our social channels. And you can go to our website, dailyflashshow.com, and click on where to watch. And our local friends today come all the way north. Bangor, Maine.
Maine.
Vista Cable in Bangor, Maine. You can find us there, okay? Now, Bangor. this
Damn near killed her.
It's a joke there, but I'm going to leave it alone. All right, Bangor, Maine is the lumber capital of the world.
Lumber.
All right. It has a Paul Bunyan statue.
That's
I don't know
amazing.
why, yeah,
Okay.
this
I
is
love Paul
Bangor.
Bunyan, man. Remember the Disney Paul Bunyan,
Yes.
Babe the Blue Ox? Remember that?
Yeah. It's also nicknamed the Queen City of the East.
I am telling you, Maine is one of the most beautiful states you will ever experience. And if you've not been to Maine, I highly recommend you plan a trip there at least once. I mean, it's stunning.
Yeah.
Really, truly.
It's gorgeous up there. I remember we went as a kid. We always drove because it would be way too expensive to fly anywhere. We drove all the way up to Maine, from Florida to Maine.
Wow.
And it was. You're right. I remember how
Really?
even like being 8, 9 years old, remembering how nice it was. It was really, really cool.
Never been there, but, you know.
Put it on
Your
your
Maine
list,
state,
James.
we got to get you up there.
Yeah.
No?
We should send James on a tour of all 50 of the.
If you send me on a tour to all 50 states, I'll bring back some content.
We're going to send you 219 cities. And then you have to come back with
219
trivia on each one.
I can do
Yes.
it. I can do it.
As
Let's
you
have
do
fun.
travel, and
Yes,
I
sir.
do of those trips, I don't know if this would have been a great idea, but a Chinese car company now, check this out, has successfully filed at least a patent for, you'll love this, a
no.
voice-activated in-vehicle toilet. You're looking, check this out. It slides out from underneath the passenger seat.
Oh,
This is a
my
real thing.
goodness.
We're not making this up.
Okay.
Patent states that it is intended to satisfy users' toilet needs during long journeys in the car. The toilet, which for some reason is voice activated. Why you need that? Like, because it's kind of like your dad. I gotta go to the bathroom, man. The toilet, it's voice activated. It stores the waste in a tank with a rotating heat element that evaporates the urine and it dries out solid waste. There's also an exhaust fan, there has to be, that will help with the odors. No word on yet which vehicles will feature this on-the-go toilet, but this is just basically invention rather, that maybe we don't really need. At all, because I think of that movie of Bridesmaids when Melissa McCarthy's like, "Look away, look away." Do you want to be in the same
I do
car?
not. No, I do
when
not.
somebody's doing that?
I do not. I do
You
not.
hear it all.
I don't. I
We
don't
just
wanna,
had chili. You hear it all.
And part of pulling over is to do that on the side of the road anyway.
Yeah.
It stinks, man. Why would you want that?
I don't know.
You want to hear all the sounds and smell that while you're driving down the road.
Where you keep the
That's
toilet
awesome.
paper.
Oh, I don't.
And
How
I
do
get
you wash
sick.
your hands?
I get sick when I read. If I read something while I'm driving, I get sick. And that's that's the only way to go. We got more Flash.
Life Love Shopping is your lifestyle guide from A to Z. If you live it, you love it, or you buy it, we talk about it right here. The ladies of the new White House administration and Fox News sport designer brands like Veronica Beard and British label Self Portrait, but they also have a secret mainstream store they love. Their secret affordable fashion weapon? Zara. Most of the items at the retailer are sold for under $100, with many below $50 and even $30. During both of Donald Trump's presidencies, many of his leading ladies have been spotted wearing the budget-friendly brand. The first store opened in Spain in 1975. Since then, Zara has opened 1,800 stores around the world. Well, speaking of the stylish women at the White House, First Lady Melania is leading the way and setting fashion trends every time she steps out. Her new documentary, Melania, hits theaters January 30th. Here's the trailer that just dropped.
Here we go again.
You can come in. Come on in. My proudest legacy will be that of peacemaker.
Peacemaker under the fire. Beautiful. Together with like-minded leaders, we have a voice. Is it safe?
It is safe.
Everyone wants to know. So here it is. Hi, Mr. President. Congratulations.
Did you watch it?
I did not. Yeah, I will see it on the news.
She has the best sunglass game of any woman I know out there. Well, are you in the market to buy a piece of real estate with some serious star power? Well, we can all dream, right? The Stahl House, also known as Case Study House number 22, is considered a mid-century modern masterpiece in the Hollywood Hills. It's being offered for sale for the first time since its original purchase. The two-bedroom glass-walled home has an asking price of $25 million. Features floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook Sunset Boulevard. Its unique layout spans 2,300 square feet with separate living areas divided by an outdoor pool. Well, have you ever wondered how long wine can last after it's been opened? Different wines have different shelf lives once they are uncorked. Experts say wine that has been opened too long won't make you sick, but it's still best to drink it within a few days of opening it. Worst case scenario, it develops a sour or vinegary taste. So a good rule of thumb, sparkling wines up to about 2 days, white wines up to 3 days, red wines up to 5 days. Port has the longest shelf life, up to 3 weeks after it's been open. And wine seems to be a part of all the blue zone areas where people live to be 100. With the new and improved food pyramid, HHS says a little alcohol is okay. So which is better for you, red or white wine? Well, there are actually fewer health differences between red and white wine than most people believe. That's according to the health experts. Researchers say white wine has fewer calories, slightly more sugar, while red wine has antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties that may offer some additional benefits. Non-alcoholic wine is also an option, but drinking in moderation or not drinking alcohol at all is what most health experts favor. And Americans may have lost their love of pizza. Say it isn't so. New numbers are in, and they reveal pizza ranks 6th when it comes to favorite restaurant categories. Once considered a top contender, industry insiders say consumer habits are changing. The number of pizza chains has also declined. Experts suggest pizza is at a disadvantage when it comes to serving breakfast. This is your life and style guide from A to Z. Life, love, shopping. Head to our website for more.
Registered dietitian and wellness expert Maridan Zerner joins us from Smoothie King headquarters with tips for building healthy habits throughout the year. Hi, Maridan. What should people know and what should people start if they really want a real lasting change this year?
Well, the first thing I would want people to consider is that they're unique, that there really is no one-size-fits-all approach to nutrition. We want to think about sustainable habits that start when we can honor our individuality. We've got different goals, we've got different lifestyles, different schedules, different taste preferences. That is where a customizable option is really supportive. And Smoothie King knows this. They have spent 50 years on a vision to make the world a better place by nourishing healthy habits, and that's so important. They do this by offering up these delicious smoothies. They are delicious and nutritious without added sugars, they have no artificial flavors, no artificial colors, no preservatives. And of course that matters. And I really like their approach. It's very different. They develop their smoothies starting with an in-house nutrition expert. They create the recipe, then they test the recipe hundreds of times to make sure it's a lovely balance of nutrients and flavor.
All right, everybody's talking about protein these days. Why is it so important, especially the first thing in the day?
Well, we know we need protein to build and repair muscle. That's important. We need it to sustain and stabilize energy. It's actually helpful for managing appetite. So to start your day with a protein-rich option can be really helpful. You can start that with like an avocado toast, or you can do that certainly easily with a smoothie. Some companies are just kind of joining the conversation around protein, but Smoothie King's been doing that for 50 years with their protein-forward menu options. They've got a 100-gram protein pack. They've got a Power Meal Slim category just to make it that much easier. I think we know we want to get in more quality protein, but sometimes it feels hard. Smoothie King makes it easy, and that's just a great way to stay energized throughout the day.
I love this. Great advice. Where can folks go if they want to get started or maybe even just learn more?
Oh, you absolutely should go into your local Smoothie King, or you can download their app where they make it really easy to tailor and choose the smoothie that fits your lifestyle. And just in time for Valentine's Day, they've got kind of a special promotion. They're dialing up the smooth, partnering with TV celebrity Tyler Cameron, and he is going to be sharing a berry smooth smoothie that you've got to try. It's limited time, but it's in Smoothie Kings nationwide today.
Fantastic. Thanks so much. We'll put more information and this interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com/FMI.
Okay, if you're ready to take the high seas, one cruise line has special offers to satisfy your sailing getaway. Check it out.
Wave season is the cruise industry's version of Black Friday or Cyber Monday. While there are deals throughout the year, January through February is one of the best times to book.
Wave season is here, so book now to take advantage of the best deals for all-inclusive, unrivaled luxury cruising. And with Regent Seven Seas Cruises Upgrade Your Horizon, you can now receive a free 2-category suite upgrade and reduced deposits, as well as a $500 shipboard credit on select sailings.
Learn more at rssc.com.
The online wholesale marketplace for independent retailers just released its 2026 forecast of the products that will be showing up in local stores. Joining us now to break it all down is Megan B. Murphy, author of Your Fully Charged Life.
So FAIR is a game changer for small business owners. What it is a global online platform that connects brands with retailers so they can really find and source unique merchandise to stock their shelves. There's nothing else like it for independent retailers. So the FAIR forecast is like this crystal ball backed by data that gives us really incredible insights into the retail market for 2026. And the big picture finding is that people are saying no to big box. They want really inspired, curated, meaningful products. That's what they're shopping for. It's inspired shopping. So FAIR looked at over 1 million data points and zeroed in on 4 key trends. And those trends are the following. Well-read, which I love as an author. Books and literature is really, really trending. So things like really nice bookmarks, leather journals, book totes, all of those things are really, really going to be trending for 2026. For more information, go to fair.com/forecast.
When filing taxes this year, there are some important updates to be aware of. Here's what you should know.
Tax season is here, and this year looks very different for millions of Americans. Updates tied to the One Big Beautiful Bill Act mean taxpayers could see bigger refunds. That's why it's important to seek a tax pro when filing. Mark Stieber, Chief Tax Officer at Jackson Hewitt Tax Services, has more.
A lot has changed for this year's tax season. New rules impact families, seniors, tipped workers, overtime earners, people who bought a new car last year, and many others. Some income, like tips and overtime, may require additional calculations.
That added complexity makes it more important than ever to double-check your information before filing, as mistakes could delay a refund or lead to penalties.
Working with a tax professional can really help. You can rest easy knowing everything is reported correctly with all the credits or deductions you deserve.
Filing early can help taxpayers get refunds faster, protect against identity theft, and reduce stress before the April 15th deadline. Learn more at jacksonhewitt.com.
Okay, so it's the big game and you don't have anyone to watch it with. We got a story of one guy with that exact problem. But thanks to a new campaign from Heineken, he was joined by hundreds of like-minded fans. And it all started with a simple invitation. Check it out.
From tackling digital overload to creating a phone case that flips when you say cheers, Heineken has built its brand around bringing people together. Now, the brewer is spotlighting fandom as one of the fastest ways to form meaningful connections through its global sponsorships. The concept was recently put to the test in New York, where a simple invitation from one football fan led to hundreds turning up to watch a UEFA Champions League match together.
Today is all about proving that fans have more friends.
Yes, it's entertaining. But what sports does is it creates belonging.
Heineken had transformed the venue into the ultimate viewing experience, even getting Champions League legend Bastian Schweinsteiger along and turning what began as a casual meetup into a high-energy fan event. It marks the start of Heineken now uniting its major sponsorships of Formula One, football, and music festivals together under a new platform built on this same insight. It will roll out globally, with a new TV ad starring F1 driver Max Verstappen and footballer Virgil van Dijk, because when people share a passion, this shared fandom can quickly turn into a shared connection.
Life Love Shopping is a weekly 30-minute lifestyle show hosted by Andrea Jackson. It's focused on the latest trends for your health, home, and happiness. Life Love Shopping offers viewers ways to improve their life and style, wellness, and relationships. If you live it, love it, or buy it, Life Love Shopping will talk about it.
We start today's show with the happiest jobs in America. A recent study found physical therapists take the top spot when it comes to job satisfaction.
Life Love Shopping, your life and style guide from A to Z.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Mitch English along with Andrea Jackson.
When a TV producer is about to make history as the first woman to run New York's top morning show, her ex swoops in to compete for the same position. This is a must-watch comedy, and it's called Relationship Goals.
Very cool. Kind of Anchorman-ish,
yes,
if you will, somewhat. It looks like
morning
there's a great,
show.
all of that
yes,
can be encompassed in one. Thank you for spending time with us today, y'all.
Be good, everybody.